Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Mad as a Goat. In previous episodes I've bitched about Apple and said that Android is better. But over the last couple of months I've noticed a common trend with Android. Yes, they're cheaper. Yes, they're easier to use. Yes, they have more accessibility when it comes to tethering and USB, and it's not an argy-bargy pain in the ass with all the iTunes shit and you don't have to register the phone. Yes, I agree. As far as the user is concerned, it's a lot nicer on the Android product because it's just simple. But the updates are what fucking kills the Android phone when it comes to the competition between Apple and Android. See, Apple, yes, you got all the argy-bargy bullshit. Yes, they cost a lot to buy. And yes, it's kind of annoying that you have to update it every 15 minutes and it can take up to 2 gig to update your iPhone. I understand that. But even with all of that, it's less annoying than the phone becoming obsolete within a couple of months. I've only had my phone for a couple of months. When I bought it, it had the newest version of Android. The newest version of Android. 4.1 was the newest when I bought it. So of course I was happy with it and it was working for a couple of months. Couple of months passed by and now it's fucked basically. Every app on there is basically obsolete to my phone. Because as anyone who uses Android knows, they update shit. Now, I had my phone, I didn't have to do any factory resets, I hadn't deleted any applications and everything was working fine. It does a big sweep of the updates and then the phone just turns to shit. Like, you'd scroll and it'd black out and then you'd have to wait about a minute and then it'd come back on. Like, it was really fucking up. I thought I had a virus or something. So obviously, I just thought factory reset, just format absolutely everything and start again. So that's what I did, right? So then I start trying to get my applications on there. The first thing I noticed is it just goes slow now. It like 4.1 is completely obsolete. If you've got an Android phone with 4.1 that isn't Jelly Bean, throw it out and buy a new one because most of the apps aren't going to work on your 4.1. And that's what I've found. Like with the new update to YouTube, for some fucking reason they listened to some idiot who said, I want the app to be more like the desktop version. Why? When an Android phone can tether to a computer, why wouldn't you just tether it to the computer and use the fucking desktop version? Who wants the desktop version of YouTube on a fucking little screen when you can look at it on a computer? And most computers have an 18-inch screen. I'd rather look at it on that than on my crappy little Android phone. I don't want the desktop version, but I had no choice because as soon as I installed it, it's got all this argy-bargy shit that I didn't want in the first place. And now it runs so slow. And then on top of that, you can't put an ad blocker on it. So you have to watch those fucking ads before the goddamn clip starts. And then, right, all the other applications decided to update themselves. Gmail, that was a great app. I loved how it worked. I get an email, click it, boom, there it is. Open it up, have a look, no problems. But then they decided, let's make it all argy-bargy and the biggest pain in the ass with so much useless shit involved in the fucking app. Let's just cram it all in there and hopefully it'll work, which it doesn't. I tried to look at my payslip before, it's still loading. And it hasn't even loaded. It's like a 9 kilobyte file. Just, it can't load it because it's got all this crap in the background. Another thing Android does is when they update something, they delete certain aspects but keep the bulk of it. So what happens when your Android apps update is they have so many useless files that get put on there and then use up space on the processor and the RAM. So really, the winner when it comes to Android and Apple, I hate to fucking say it because I hate Apple, is the iPhone. You're probably thinking, yeah, but $1,000 for a phone. But honestly, with Android, within a year, if you go on retail, you're probably going to end up spending $1,000 anyway. Your best bet is to just clench your mouth, go, alright, I hate Apple, but it's the only thing that fucking works. And that's the reality of the situation. Android works up until a point, as in 4 months later your phone's completely obsolete. So all these people who got their Samsung S's and Galaxies and all this on plans or paid $800 for them, stupid. You should have fucking saved up your money and just got the iPhone, because in a couple of months you're going to find that none of the apps work. They break down too. Because all this crap gets loaded up on the processor, it damages the actual hardware. So even if you format it and put the shit back on and put it all at a really low resolution, it's still fucked. Like my phone, I formatted it, and then I formatted it again, and just left it with nothing on there, no apps whatsoever. It worked fine. I put Facebook on there, fine. I put fucking this song pop game on there, fine. But then I just took it a little bit too far. It said YouTube as well. You want 3 applications? Go fuck yourself. I don't care if you got 2 gig, or actually 4 gig in total of space on there. You can only use like 50 fucking megabytes and that's it. Beyond that point, the processor's fucked. And that fucking shits me to tears that, like, they can sell this crap and us dickheads, we buy it. I feel like the biggest fucking moron. I'm complaining about Android, but really, I was one of the people who helped them do this. I'm one of the consumers. And so, I'd just like to send a special message to the makers of Android and the developers and whatnot. Fuck you for sticking your fucking fingers up my ass and telling me to rotate. You fucking pricks. You are fucking much slimier than Apple. Yes, Apple is a rip-off. Yes, Apple has too much contract shit and updates and all that, but at least their fucking products work. I mean, that's it. That's why they're the winner. You buy an Apple phone, like people are still using fucking Apple iPhone 3s, and they still work, and they came out in like 2008 and shit. That's like 5 years, and they're still fucking working. I bought this fucking brand new phone piece of shit only 4 months ago, and it's almost obsolete completely. It's gonna get to a point where all I can do is call on it. So I may as well just spent $40 and got one of those cheap little bricks. It fucking shits me to tears. I can't believe they're getting away with this crap. So I thought I'd put a video up where at least one person complained about Android, and hopefully other people will start to see the bullshit that goes on with these phones, and we can all start complaining. And maybe it'll change the game. It probably won't, because we'll keep buying it because we can't afford the iPhones, and they'll just keep making more and more shit, and it'll get worse and worse to the point where you're spending $800 for a phone, you go to unlock it and it just explodes right in your face, bits of fucking glass in your face and whatnot. And that's perfectly fine. I fucking love it. Thanks a lot, Android, you dicks. Anyway, mad as a goat.